Mild inflammation or recurring joint pain may seem like minor physical annoyances at first: stiffness in the morning, slight swelling after activity, or a dull ache that comes and goes. Yet beneath these subtle discomforts often lies a deeper metabolic imbalance that, if left unchecked, can quietly pave the way for insulin resistance and prediabetes. Chronic low-grade inflammation is the body's silent alarm system. Unlike the acute inflammation that heals wounds or fights infection, this persistent, slow-burning form does not shut off. Instead, it keeps the immune system slightly activated at all times. Over months and years, that constant immune activity damages tissues, interferes with hormone signaling, and reduces insulin sensitivity, making it harder for cells to use glucose effectively. The danger is that most people overlook it, mistaking it for age-related stiffness or fatigue, until it manifests as metabolic syndrome, weight gain, or early diabetes. The warning is serious. When inflammation becomes chronic, it changes how every system in your body operates. The liver begins to overproduce glucose, the pancreas works overtime releasing insulin, and blood vessels become less flexible. This creates a biochemical environment where the body stores fat more easily, particularly visceral fat around the abdomen, and struggles to regulate energy efficiently. Over time, inflammatory compounds like cytokines and free radicals begin to damage the very receptors that insulin uses to transport glucose into cells. This is why people with mild but chronic joint or muscle inflammation often report fatigue, difficulty losing weight, or unpredictable energy levels even when their diet seems normal. It's the body's internal chemistry signaling distress, not from one cause, but from the cumulative burden of poor nutrition, stress, lack of sleep, and sedentary habits. The hopeful truth, however, is that inflammation is one of the most reversible drivers of metabolic dysfunction. The body has remarkable capacity to heal when given the right inputs, particularly through anti-inflammatory foods and consistent lifestyle patterns. The foundation of natural prevention begins with diet, because every meal can either fuel inflammation or calm it. Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods that contain antioxidants, phytonutrients, and healthy fats that neutralize inflammatory damage. Turmeric, one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory spices, contains curcumin, which reduces inflammatory pathways and supports insulin sensitivity. Combine it with a pinch of black pepper to enhance absorption, and incorporate it regularly into soups, teas, or roasted vegetables. Ginger works synergistically, improving circulation, aiding digestion, and soothing sore joints. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel supply omega-3 fatty acids, which counteract the inflammatory effects of omega-6 fats found in processed oils. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, and Swiss chard deliver magnesium and antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress, a key source of chronic inflammation. Berries, especially blueberries and blackberries, offer polyphenol that protects cells from damage while stabilizing blood sugar. Making these foods central to your meals not only reduces inflammation but also supports smoother insulin signaling. For example, a daily breakfast of oats with berries and flaxseed provides both fiber and anti-inflammatory compounds that promote gut health, while a dinner of grilled fish with sautéed greens nourishes the cardiovascular system and keeps inflammation low. Equally important is to eliminate or minimize foods that fuel inflammation. Processed and fried foods, trans fats, sugary snacks, and refined carbohydrates are among the most damaging. These foods trigger oxidative stress, spike insulin, and increase production of pro-inflammatory molecules. Even small daily exposures, a sugary drink here, fried chips there, can accumulate into a chronic inflammatory state. Replace these with nutrient-dense alternatives: nuts instead of chips, olive oil instead of butter or margarine, and fruit-infused water instead of sweetened beverages. Each small substitution reduces inflammatory load and helps your body restore balance. Physical activity is another natural anti-inflammatory therapy. Regular movement improves circulation, reduces joint stiffness, and helps flush out inflammatory byproducts. Exercise also enhances insulin sensitivity, creating a virtuous cycle. Less inflammation means better glucose control, and better glucose control means less inflammation. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity weekly, brisk walking, swimming, or cycling, paired with 2 sessions of strength training. Gentle activities such as yoga, tai chi, Or stretching can also help reduce joint pain while lowering stress, which itself is a major trigger of inflammation. Stress management is essential, as chronic psychological stress keeps cortisol elevated, perpetuating inflammation throughout the body. When cortisol remains high, the immune system stays in a constant state of mild activation, which damages tissues over time. Incorporating relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, or simply taking quiet walks in nature helps calm this inflammatory response. Even 5 to 10 minutes of daily mindfulness can reset your nervous system and reduce the body's inflammatory signaling. Sleep, too, is an overlooked but crucial factor in inflammation control. Poor sleep raises inflammatory markers and disrupts the hormonal balance that regulates immune activity and insulin. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, avoid screens before bedtime, and create a cool, dark sleep environment. Magnesium-rich foods like almonds, avocado, or leafy greens before bed can support relaxation and muscle recovery, further reducing inflammation overnight. The warning stands: mild inflammation or recurring joint discomfort is not simply a byproduct of aging, it is an early signal that your body's internal equilibrium is under threat. Left unchecked, this quiet inflammation spreads silently, damaging arteries, impairing glucose metabolism, and accelerating cellular aging. But the body's ability to heal is extraordinary. Within a few weeks of switching to an anti-inflammatory, nutrient-rich diet and adding regular movement, most people notice less stiffness, clearer energy, and improved focus. Over months, inflammation markers decline, blood sugar stabilizes, and metabolic function strengthens. To sustain these improvements, view every meal, every stretch, every restful night as part of an ongoing healing cycle. Flavor your meals with turmeric and ginger, add a daily serving of greens and berries, hydrate generously, and avoid the processed foods that keep your immune system in a constant state of battle. Pair this with regular physical activity and stress-reducing habits, and your body will gradually shift from an inflamed state to one of repair and renewal. Inflammation may be a warning, but it is also an opportunity, a message that the body still has the capacity to heal if you listen in time. By respecting that message, you can transform early discomfort into lasting protection against metabolic disease. What begins as relief from joint stiffness and fatigue can evolve into a deeper resilience, stronger immunity, steadier blood sugar, and a body that feels lighter, calmer, and more in tune with its natural rhythm.